Hello, hello. This is Dawn McCoy with Flourish Leadership Group, where I ignite your leadership to the next level. If you are not on joining me live, type replay in the box so that I know that you're here, and type a one if you can hear me. I just wanted to share with you the world has pivoted and we're all shifting. World shift. The time is now for you to get ready as a leader to equip yourself and reinvent. There are three ways I want to talk about what you need to do immediately. If you're not already doing so, tag a friend, pull up, take some notes. But we need to get with the program, folks. There are lots of amazing things happening right now for leaders and for those who are followers. So if you have not already thought about how you have had this happen on the front line, I want you to think again. Already it's taken place. So as a leader, you need to think about how you are receiving and retrieving information that you send and share to those who are your followers, those who are engaging with you. If you are not already thinking about it, you have to do things in a different way. Communication, strategies to connect, making sure you're having regular dialogue, etc. It has to be in a different way. So as a leader, you have to be thinking about what you must do right now. There are a couple of things that we can think of as some practical examples that are an example of how the world has shifted. And it's not the time to tarry. It is, in fact, the time to step up and think about how you will get with the program. The first way is to think about now we have curbside pickup. Curbside pickup. It's an opportunity for people to think about how they want to get their groceries, get their supplies, retrieve things that they have need. They go through a drive-through line or they go to a direct location distributor and do a curbside pickup. This entails obviously putting in an order ahead of time, getting to the location, making a phone call after you park your vehicle, and getting what you're going to get. Someone will bring the item out to you, put it into your car, sometimes maybe scan your PDA or your personal device, your smartphone, to verify that you're there, and off you go with whatever purchase you've made. It is a curbside pickup for communication channel. So I'll come back to that one, put a pen in it. The second is that we have delivery services. We have a number of big box that have got with the program, and they now have leveraged services like Instacart that do things, Postmates and others that will bring the groceries to you. It's a new way of thinking and doing things, to think about how will you receive what you're ordering. So not just going to a curbside, as I mentioned, but now you're going to be able to have someone bring it to you. So there are obviously third-party servicers that do this, and obviously direct. This week, I got a really interesting email from Costco. I'm a member, and Costco has now got into the game doing their own delivery. In addition to partnering with Instacart, they are going to be doing their own delivery services of fresh fruit and vegetables, they say, being able to provide a more, let's say, personalized service to customers. And so to think about that, as we talk about this leadership scope and landscape, Costco got with the program. They said they would leverage what they need to do to bring something directly to their customer in a new way without having the customer to have to leave their home. So that's number two. The third is to think about how we are leveraging online apps and resources. If you are not already loaded up on your PDA today, think about how you're going to do that. I want you to think about it. Take a moment. If you have not already gone through and done an audit of the apps or services you have on your phone, I want you to think about what it is that you need to have, because we must be thinking about how we are going to leverage the technology that we have and the online resources in an e-commerce world. Now, why is this important to a leader? Absolutely critical. A leader must be thinking about not only how to leverage their organization, obviously communication in and out of the organization, internal communication, leveraging tools. So in the backdrop, we see the world has shifted to a curbside and delivery mode, online ordering. In these three contexts, we must think as leaders how we are going to as well be able to service people and provide services and resources to them in this model. Now, I'm not saying do curbside pickup, but I am saying where we used to meet for coffee or where we used to meet people in the office, think about different ways that you will do this. Obviously, we have Zoom and Google Meet webinars and WebEx tools and others to do online meetings and discussions and forums. Great. We've established that. But I don't mean that we need to use that in that traditional sense. We need to continue to pivot. So not just doing those traditional and now online meetings, but doing that hybrid. So think about how you have in the past done that as a drive-in, go to the office, have a meeting, everyone sits around, chit chat, and have a discussion. That's all great and gravy. But the world has changed now so that you need to be thinking about different ways that you're going to need to leverage what you do and thinking, aha, I need to set up not only an agenda online, but think about how I'll check in later in the week. Aha, I need to come back and do a round and come back and do a curbside check in with those who work with me and for me. And aha, I need to be thinking about what else I can do to make sure to maximize the delivery that I made last week, the drop off, the pickup, whatever it may be, being a leader and being a resource to those you serve. Now, may seem silly, but this context of shifting in the world of big box delivery, curbside pickup, online ordering has given leaders an opportunity to follow suit with what corporate America is doing in reinventing themselves and thinking about how they service their customers. Now, I don't know about you, but I am a fan of drive-throughs. Love a drive-through. Now, I do eat healthy, so I don't espouse to fast food. So if you are, no indictment, no judgment, no harm, no foul. But just think now about how you have had probably a more readily available drive-through experience. I know for some of the services that I've gone through in the past for a drive-through, it could take a long time. The phone device might be out, the menu might be off. You can't go through. Now, I've heard through the grapevine that a Chick-fil-A, for example, has got it down pat. So they are going through and getting your order, they ring it up, they have someone doing the e-commerce transaction, and then you get to the final and you pick up your food. Your food has been paid for and off you go. There is no fanfare, there's no exchange of money, there's no back and forth. It is seamless. And so that's a perfect example of big box getting the idea of how they need to be able to service their customers. In the same way, leaders need to think about having a meeting, not an endless hour, 2 hour long Zoom discussion, not something that goes on endlessly. Get to the point, have some fine points, go down the line of what needs to be accomplished, have the transaction of services, exchange of ideas, make sure you walk away with action items, tasks, and deliverables, and zim, zam, zoom, the meeting is over. We don't all live in endless Zoom land, right? So let's think about it, folks. We have seen big box doing this, and we continue to see them. I drove through a neighborhood the other day, and I looked and saw and said, oh my, a Starbucks is gone. Oh my word. It was gone. The sign was gone. The Starbucks was gone. It was just out of nowhere, never to be seen. Aha. They had moved across the street to a location where there was a drive-through now, conveniently for Starbucks to service its customers in a different way. They got with the picture, knowing that they could not necessarily do the sit down or that they weren't getting the business at the sit down location for the Starbucks. They moved the location across the street to a drive-through location at a very busy intersection, probably getting as much, if not more, traffic at that location now, and being a drive-through in the time that we're in, being able to better service their customers. So I want you to think about if you're a leader providing the same things that you've done in the past, same meetings, same format, same discussions, same on, and it has not changed. Think about how you can bring something in a more maximized way, compressed way, and obviously in a deliverable that is not just a meeting that drones on or a discussion. Make sure it can be a front and back exchange. Now, I want to tell you this is an exciting time because I'm working on some things myself with things I do. And obviously in the community where I exchange ideas, I wanted to make sure that you have access to some resources. So if you have not already picked up a copy of the Ignite Your Leadership Guide, it is a free download resource that you can get from my website at flourishleadership.com/ignite. And the Ignite Your Leadership Guide is just that, to help ignite you to a new level of leadership awareness and consciousness, to be able to make sure you're doing all you can as a leader. Now, we are in fascinating times where it is up to you. It's incumbent upon you to make sure that you're doing all you can to be a leader contemporary in the times, but also to bring what you bring to people and share. So I want you to make sure you pick up that guide, but also follow me across social if you haven't at Dawn McCoy Books, and certainly to be able to tune in every Sunday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern at Dawn McCoy Books on Facebook to be able to check in and get more information about what I do of leadership development, training, communications tools. If you have not already, save this in the communication hit the notifications and put this into your queue so that you'll receive these notifications when I go online. I want you to like this and share it out with some friends, of course, because sharing is caring and a great way to share a message about how we can all become better leaders. The examples I've given you today are practical, but also really timely because we're seeing things change in real time with obviously people and businesses getting to know a different way of being able to provide a service and a resource. Certainly, if you have not already, I want you to think about what you will do to think what can you do to become a better leader today? And if you can, share this out with someone who is already getting into leadership roles. I'm going to put a link down below here and feel free to drop in as well comments about experiences that you've had. I'd love to hear what you've experienced, things that have gone well or not so well, or a time when you have had, or even an observation you have about big box in your community about what's happening with obviously some fascinating dynamics with curbside delivery, online, and otherwise. So feel free to connect with me across social and looking forward to seeing you again. Until we meet again, be enlightened, be enriched, be empowered. Take care now.